what if my bat mitzvah theme was D100?
D100.
And I have photos from it.
Hey, Debbie.
Hello. Hi.
Have a seat, Debbie. Debbie, born and raised on Long Island, I guess?
That is correct.
So we work, at Z100 here in New York, and we're on stations around the world and whatever, but you grew up listening to us on Z100.
Since I was a baby.
Okay, since you're a
Yes.
baby. So, you know what? It was time in your life to have your bat mitzvah at the beautiful Garden City Hotel.
Jewish rite of passage.
It is. I know. It's true. So there's usually a theme for a bar or bat mitzvah. What was your theme?
So I was 13.
You have to talk really loud.
Okay, I was 13, and it was 2005. So I was like, my name is Debbie. I've been watching or listening to Z100 my whole life. What if my bat mitzvah theme was D100?
D100.
And I have photos from it. And
Have
we
you
actually...
seen this?
No.
Oh my God, I have to show you.
So her theme was D100.
That's crazy.
Which could be interpreted so many ways.
It could be,
honestly.
Yeah.
Yes, it could.
It could.
Especially for a 13-year-old. This is so surreal. This is like 17 years in the making, but here you go.
I thought she was going to say Scary came and hosted my... I was waiting for that.
My question was going to be, did you ask to see if anyone from Z100 would come out and host for an hour or two?
Yes, we tried to get Elvis Duran, but we could not afford him.
You used to do bar mitzvah?
I've never. No, you could. I did. No, you could afford me, but I didn't. I never did mitzvahs. I mean, I never did them. I mean, now I regret it. I could have used the cash. I'm sure.
Well, 17 years later, it's all worth it.
Well, anyway, it's nice meeting you.
It's so lovely to be here.
Hey, being the senior social media manager for the Intrepid, I mean, looking at this incredible museum and all the history that's here through the eye of your lens and your posts, it's got to be an incredible learning experience for you.
Definitely. I come from the world of sports entertainment.
Right.
So I worked at WWE, which is why I'm so happy it's Roman Reigns' birthday today.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
For around 7 years, and then I was at Madison Square Garden. So kind of progressively getting into like more fighting territory as I've aged and as I've grown. And it is really interesting to be here because there's so much of the history I didn't know before. And what's great about the ship is we actually have veterans who served in the Navy, served in the Army, served in the military, who volunteer here. And you can actually learn from it.
Wow, those are the stories.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, they're very adorable. So I recommend meeting them and saying hi.
So you know what? If you work here, it's one thing. If you just visit for the day, it's another. But either way, you learn so much about the history of our military, the history of our country.
Definitely.
And how we would not be sitting here enjoying the freedoms of this whacked out city if we're not for the military and all of the incredible freedoms that they have given us. They didn't give them to us, but they kept them as ours. And it really must give you a newfound appreciation for the history of the military.
Definitely. So my favorite veteran just turned 95, and he was our last World War II veteran.
Right.
And he was there when they were testing out bombs for World War II, nuclear bombs.
Right.
So he has these crazy stories, and he's so mentally with it and remembers everything. And I'm just so grateful that I got to meet him and all these amazing veterans who have done so much for our country. And it's like, wow, that was a whole nother life. And I'm so happy that you're choosing for the later part of your years, usually, to be here.
Right.
And to pass your information and your history and your knowledge forward to the next generation.
Now, had you not come to work at the Intrepid, would you really truly understand what this is all about?
Definitely not.
Right.
So I went to Barnard, shout out.
Right.
And we actually had our orientation week party here. So that was my big, that's my entrance into the Intrepid. And then coming here and learning everything, learning that we're not just a ship, but we have a submarine, we have a space shuttle. There's so much here and so much history here and so many knowledgeable people here that it's definitely changed my perspective and my world and everything.
Well, all perspectives can be shifted if you'd come visit the Intrepid, right? Danielle.
So before we let you go, because you do the social media.
I do.
And everybody wants their great Instagram picture. Where's the best place to take a picture on the ship?
The most Instagrammable place.
I mean, in front of the Concorde. We also have the Concorde.
Now, the
And that is
Concorde,
very
of course,
cool.
served in many, many wars.
Oh, all of them, yes. War of 1812 specifically.
Now, yeah, the Concorde, of course, is not in service anymore.
No, it is not.
It was, I think, British Airways and Continental Airways were the two.
Yes,
the
British
two-
Airways and Air France.
Air France, sorry. And I actually flew on one of the last Concorde flights to Europe.
Oh my God.
The thing was a bucket of bolts. It
Yep.
was falling apart. They didn't have the. One of the reasons the Concorde went out is because just keeping it up and running was just way expensive. So when we landed in Paris,
Whoa.
the whole thing just fell apart. All the masts came down. So if you want to see the Concorde, you don't want to fly on it.
Oh,
I'm
well-
sure Halston and Liza Minnelli flew on the one upstairs. I'm
Wow.
sure.
If you want to recreate old memories, you can go inside the Concorde.
Yeah.
We do have tours.
It's
so.
crazy. Anyway, thank you for being with us, Debbie.
Can
From
I also-
D100.
Thank you. I just want to shout out my mom, Marilyn. She's been a teacher for 40 plus years, and she's teaching today. And teachers are so amazing, and we should thank them and for everything
do.
because they also educate the youth, just like our veterans. So thank you, Mom. I hope you're happy and listening. And if you're not, you're doing great teaching.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Mom. Debbie, thank you
Marilyn.
for being on with us.
Thank you
Pretty
so
incredible.
much.